So for the past couple summers, I've gone out to watch this comedy night that Blake Griffin organizes here in LA. It's a bunch of really good stand-up, and then Blake himself always does a set also, which is, well, the way I remember describing it to a friend was, he was really good for someone whose day job isn't telling jokes. I mean, that's a compliment, thank you, right? I mean, it is certainly a compliment if the person's real job is being a superstar NBA player. The only thing with Blake is, it's been unclear for a couple seasons now exactly what he is. Is he the eye-popping talent a franchise can build itself around? Or the kind of overpaid salary cap drain a franchise feels lucky it traded away? Is he as dominant as ever when he wants to be? Or a one-time prodigy robbed by injuries? Stan Van Gundy believed in Blake Griffin so much last year, he basically staked his job to him. And then got fired. Cut to last night, which we actually thought would be quiet. There were only 3 NBA games being played. The World Series was going on. The season is only 8 days old. Instead, it's become increasingly clear the league's new slogan should be, the NBA, welcome to Crazy Town. Seriously, not a day has gone by without something insane happening either on or off the court, usually both, and yesterday was no exception. Just a few hours after one of the league's starting point guards called another one of the league's starting point guards, quote, a horrible teammate that no one likes, the second guy's GM defended him by tweeting out a picture of a pot and a kettle.
What color were they?
The general manager. We got Pistons versus Sixers after that, and this was always going to be juicy because of the Joel Embiid, Andre Drummond rivalry, a beef that's been going on for about a year, and last night it all boiled over again with about a minute to go in regulation. You can see Embiid going against Drummond here, laying in the soft hook, and the score put the Sixers up by 2, but watch afterward.
Come on, Joe.
Drummond, I mean, does he even really graze Embiid in the face, maybe with this forearm bit? Hey. Watch Embiid flop down like he has been hit in the head with a bowling ball.
Him and Marcus Smart.
I don't know, fooled the officials. Drummond got his second tech of the game, which is an automatic ejection, of course. Embiid trash-talking up a storm. Later, in the locker room, Embiid would say he feels like he, quote, owns real estate in Drummond's head, which drew this reply from Andre on Twitter. LOL, does he? If that's so, he wouldn't be so excited to have me off the floor. Think about it. It's a silly statement. I'll take the W, though. Enjoy the flight home. Emmy award-winning actor. And then over on IG, Drummond wasn't done, adding, quote, that man is fat, out of shape, and talks all day.
Fighting words.
So, yeah. Meanwhile, back to Blake. The Pistons have only played 3 games so far, but Griffin's look great in all of them, finally healthy after missing 98 games over the past 3 seasons.
Wow.
Last year was especially rough. He hit career lows in shooting, player efficiency, but last night, all of that was just a memory. He was a steam train to the basket. A little dunk over Embiid there. Even when he wasn't scoring, you could see him doing little stuff, little nifty pass, look lefty.
Okay,
so
Blake.
It was fitting he would finish off the game. In overtime, J.J. Redick hitting a go-ahead 3-and-1 to put the Sixers up by 2, but then Blake did this. Going by, taking advantage of the bad switch, twisting, turning, laying in the shot, drawing the foul, and then boom! Nailing the free throw to seal the victory. He would finish with 50 points, which is a career high. But maybe even more importantly, it's the most points scored by a Piston in a dozen years. A reminder of how long this franchise has been lacking a star in his prime. And it's early, but that is what Blake is looking like again. A bona fide absolute star, which is a pretty good day job.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you saying thank you because you played on that team?
No. I was about to say, I think Rip was the last guy to have 50 points for that team in 2006.
Yeah, 2006, which is, I mean, it's longer ago than you think. Does the way Blake played and sort of, if the Pistons have that piece, if they have that Blake Griffin, does that change your outlook at all for Detroit?
Change my outlook for them being elite in the Eastern Conference? Absolutely not. I think they need a little bit more. However, Blake is that centerpiece. If he can continue to be consistent playing this way, dominate inside, making great passes, leading this ball club, if they could get one more piece, all-star caliber type player, then I'll say they're ready. I think Reggie Jackson is motivated this year after having a bad year and being injured. Andre Drummond is coming back motivated and better. One more piece will get them to the elite status. Right now, no, it doesn't change my mind. But Blake, he's off to a great start.
Yeah, my outlook was kind of like Tracy's. This is going to be a playoff team, but in the lower half of the bracket. I still, obviously, Toronto, Boston, Philly, that's the cream of the East. And then Milwaukee is kind of that next batch there. Indiana.
Washington.
Not Washington. I'm not going.
Washington.
Never again. I'm done.
Washington.
No one bring up Washington ever again. Never again. But as far as they go, I'm going to say something different from Tracy. Yeah, Blake playing like that is great, but I think Andre Drummond is the key, right? Because we've seen Blake play like that in a Clipper uniform, but Andre Drummond, he's the one that his potential is here, and he really hasn't reached that. And I think what Blake does is the same thing that he did for DeAndre Jordan. That pass that we saw, there's a dozen of those a game.
Making him better, right.
But Drummond has to commit to rolling hard, setting good screens, dunking on people, and then defensively, he's got to rebound, he's got to protect the rim. He's got to be. He can be better than DeAndre.
If he could be what DeAndre was with Blake.
But he's better. He's a better talent than DJ.
I agree.
But if he can do what DJ did, then
we're talking about that conversation of these guys being right there in that 4-5 area.